Excuse me, it's the first time I've spoken today. Um, how do we get that chapter? And what else am I doing to help distance ed students? So, first of all, this book, even though it's from 1998, still sells a lot on Amazon. I looked, so there must be an e version. So I've asked our collections folks to see if there's an e version, and that might solve all of our problems. But how do we find that book? So in a citation for a chapter, um, it's a mixed bag, so you kind of have to like hunt around. I did, but I discovered that this was the title of the book, and this was the title of the chapter, and then here's the pages. And I was just like, what do I look for? Because it's kind of like ambiguous general language. So sometimes you have to hunt around or get a second opinion, which is totally fine. So I copied the chapter title and then I put it in quotes because I want to search for, or sorry, the book title. I want to search for that whole string of text all by itself. And then there's one book, and it's that book. And I wanted to show you something. I think so. You can feel free to share this with the other people that we met with yesterday. But for this book, it's checked out, and like I think if we could see it, there's like 3 other people that want to get access to it. Oh yeah, there's 3 requests. So I'm guessing your instructor has the one copy, and then the 3 of you are asking for it. I'm like, So I've asked for an ebook to be ordered. How do we request a chapter in the meantime? Even if we have something, you can ask for a chapter. At the Marriott Library homepage, you go to Interlibrary Loan. Requesting a chapter isn't straightforward, so I'm going to show you. So Interlibrary Loan. I've already done my authentication thing, but sometimes when you hit the login, you'll be prompted for that again. On this one, ignore that. That only happens with my Zotero or something. On this one, you go to New Requests and then Book Chapter. Book chapters are usually kind of tricky because you have to negotiate between, like, oftentimes a book will be an edited edition, so each chapter will have a different author, but the book will have an editor, and it gets kind of muddy. Do the best that you can, and the people at Interlibrary Loan are really good at sorting it out. So the book title would be that one that we found. The book author and editor. I don't know if this is the author of, or the editor of the book or not. So you could, just do due diligence and throw stuff like in. We know the chapter title is Introduction to the Research Project, the research process, etc., etc., etc. Do your best. If there's something that's required, but you don't have the information for it, just write in, I don't know, Dale said this would be cool, or throw me under the bus again. Essentially, you're giving them some data, and then they're very good at tracking stuff down. If there's any notes, you could write, hey, I found this in the library catalog, but it's checked out, or I'm a distance ed student. Can you help me out with this? And so oftentimes they'll be like, oh, okay, come into the library. But if you're like a distance student, they're like, oh, there's 2 options. We could maybe mail it to you if it's not checked out, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we're just doing due diligence. Everyone's on your side when you do this. So you can just put in notes talking about if you want to. And then when you click submit, they'll track it down, maybe from another library, get the PDF, and you'll get an email that says, we've sent this to you, but it goes through this interface. And so you'll receive it right here, electronically received items, and there'll be a list. And that chapter will be there, hopefully in like a day. Thanks for reaching out. I'm moving on to your next email.